So Boys Should Never Cry is one of my favorite tunes on this whole record. And I first want to take a second to thank The Gifted for really sort of creating a space where I could go there, because this is sort of sensitive subject matter for me. So thank you guys for working with me on this. So first thing that I want to point out is that the Robotic Vocoder opening is a purposeful thing. It's supposed to be sort of representative of a character. If you're acting robotically, if you're acting unnaturally, you're not acting like yourself, you're not being natural. And that's sort of me trying to imply that the natural state of men and of boys and us humans, us male humans, is for us to be learning from our feelings and developing and all these things. But when you're young, you learn all these sort of harmful, you have to suppress those instincts. You have to lie about those things. At least that's what you learn from people. And so that's what makes you unnatural. That's what would make you robotic. Boys should never cry, even though you know that's not true. I mean, it's definitely meant to be just a little kind of cheeky, tongue-in-cheek sort of poke at kind of how stupid I think a lot of our social mores are around masculinity and boys and men growing up. Like I said, there was a problem growing up where a lot of us were taught, instead of to process or understand how to process or not react to, but to respond to feelings and to grow from certain experiences. We're taught just to suppress everything that isn't about like power or strength or dominance or any and all that stuff that mattered. You don't have room to be scared or to cry or to feel the way that you naturally do. You just gotta suck it up and don't be a pussy or a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's terrible. And the thing about the cursing too is, like, I don't usually curse or get like super vulgar on tracks, but I just thought it was important because I knew that it was something that I don't normally do, and I thought it would kind of snap you out of whatever maybe kind of lull and sort of comfortable environment that the rest of the record may have put you in, and sort of put you in a like, oh shit, something's happening, and to sort of try to equate that to the jarring nature of actually being called these things or having these things held against you, or being called a sissy or a wimp or a pussy or a bitch or any of these things that are disparaging to men and to women. It's terrible. It's just not great overall, and that's why I really thought it was important to kind of write about that. Another thing that I thought was cool that I want to point out is I like how fragile the vocal is when it's fragile. The falsetto vocal is when it's juxtaposed with what is actually being said. Like, that feels like the true honesty of the feeling. Take and take, don't complain, you're not hurting, tell me no different. You know what I mean? Like, those just admissions, those feel like what someone is actually feeling. And I think that it's a cool juxtaposition versus the big robotic, unnatural, again, sort of Goliath that is looming over this David of the tiny, fragile, but still like very present feeling of just wanting to be yourself and wanting to be natural. And the cool thing about it is at the end is I think nobody kind of wins. I think it's just up to the listener to posit about whether they want to be on one side or the other. But I definitely wanted them to just kind of feel the shock and sort of the pain of being kind of subjected to being so belittled by being called such, terrible things. So yeah, that's what I think about it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you are safe, happy, and healthy. Stay tuned for the next one.